top focus story on India first. A systematic campaign underway in the Kashmir Valley to silence anti-terror and pro-India voices. The video you're about to see will shock you. Terrorists have released this video, Hizbul Mujahideen terrorists. They are not only torturing two people who are suspected to be police informers according to Hizbul Mujahideen, but they're sending out a message to all others who they claim support government of India or inform the police about terrorists in that area. Look at this video. These are two special police officers. They are being intimidated. Now this comes just days after a video showing CRPF personnel being humiliated by stone pelters in the valley. But there is a longer pattern to this, and we'll talk about that in greater detail. Heads shaved off, thrashed and humiliated. This is how anti-terror voices are being silenced in Kashmir. On your screens are images of inhumane torture inflicted on special police officers in the valley by Hizbul Mujahideen terrorists in Tral. The anti-terror voices can be heard and seen pleading, begging for their lives, being forced to apologize by the Hizbul Mujahideen terrorists. According to sources, these special police officers were being tortured by terrorists for reportedly passing on information about terrorist movement to the security forces. This in turn created a hindrance for terrorists and their proxies to bleed India.
Militant groups operating in the Kashmir Valley have recently uploaded series of videos on the social networks. In some videos, mainstream political party workers were targeted, and in this particular video, the SPOs have been targeted. But it clearly shows that how militant groups are choosing the soft targets in the Kashmir to create a fear factor among the masses.
But this is not the first time anti-Pakistan voices in the valley have been targeted by terrorists and Pakistan's proxies. Just a few weeks back, a video surfaced which showed CRPF personnel being kicked, punched and humiliated on the streets of Kashmir. The braves who are fighting to provide security to the people of Jammu and Kashmir seem to have become easy targets for the villains of the valley. They provide security, but the question is, who will ensure they stay safe? With Ashraf Vani in Srinagar, Bureau Report, India Today. Joining me now on the broadcast is Engineer Rashid, an independent MLA from Langate in Kashmir. Also with me is Lieutenant General Atta Hasnain, former Chinar Corps Commander in Srinagar. But Engineer Rashid, I want to come to you first, sir. When we look at this video of suspected Hizbul Mujahideen terrorists torturing Kashmiris, why stunned silence that is otherwise so vocal? People in Kashmir otherwise so vocal. Why so silent tonight, sir?
Sir, first I will your channel to Hizbul Mujahideen outfit that for God's sake they should take a moral ground and they should try to take a high moral ground always, and I will let me make an appeal to them that for God's sake don't do this thing. Having said that, my dear friend General Atta Hasnain is there on the show. I will remind him about Ashik Hussain Rathar. He was not a militant but was killed in a cold-blooded murder.
No, don't change the goalpost, sir. Engineer Rashid, no, sir. Sir, I will ask Atta Hasnain, sir. I will ask General Atta Hasnain about army and police. Sir, don't change the goalpost. Not on this broadcast, sir. Engineer Rashid.
I will apologize. Sir, I will apologize. No, not at all. Try to be like a good anchor, sir. Sir, try to be like a good anchor. If you are claiming, you are abusing those two militants, they
I am not abusing anyone. I am only highlighting. Engineer Rashid, I am only highlighting, sir. I am abusing no one.
Okay, sir. Let you. Okay, you are highlighting it. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Agreed, sir. Agreed, sir. I will appeal to militants not to do these acts. But I will remind General Atta Hasnain was Ashik Hussain Rathar a militant when he was killed in Watargam area. My dear friend Atta Hasnain will remember. And one more important thing, what Ram Madhav ji had said when he was asked about Farooq Dar being used as human shield, he said everything is fair in love and war. So by going by that argument, I think Ram Madhav has already lost the moral right to put questions to militants.
Sir, I will let Ram Madhav answer that when he is on my debate, but for the moment, let me please come back to you, sir. This is not an isolated incident. There have been several other incidents in the past when a PDP leader was killed, shot dead by terrorists. Why was Kashmir silent? There was another incident when businessmen were threatened at gunpoint. Why was Kashmir silent? Don't you see double standards, sir? Is this fear or is this Engineer Rashid?
Sir, not at all. For God's sake, first you have to check authenticity of these videos. I am sure that militants are not so stupid that they will upload these videos after doing these things. How can you who will authenticate the authenticity of these videos, sir? And I will again say you that in Kashmir, even Gilani Sahib has condemned the killing of PDP workers. So we don't need lectures from Indian media what is happening to us. We are losing our brothers, whether it's a policeman, whether it's a businessman or a common man. Even we feel the pain when Indian soldiers get killed, but what is the reason? The reason behind this is that there is a 70-year-long political dispute.
With due respect,
resolve it rather blaming each other.
With due respect, you're an elected representative of the people of Kashmir.
Sir.
With due respect, there was stunned silence when policemen and their families were intimidated. An SP, a DSP, an inspector's car was burnt, opened fire. Terrorists opened fire at the house of another police officer in Kashmir. There was stunned silence. I want to bring in Lieutenant General Atta Hasnain. General Hasnain, is this fear or is this complicity?
Gaurav, first of all, let me start by saying Jai Hind to all your viewers and listeners. And let me also say Jai Hind to my friend Engineer Rashid Saab. And I will endorse what he said, that the killing of Rathar in Watargam was a mistake, and he knows it, that I admitted it publicly that it was a mistake. And I remember that incident, and I remember
your
he
admission
was there,
could not bring back his life.
He and I mutually sat together and we... No, I know that, but you are very well aware that I admitted it, and you know the humane way in which we handled the whole situation. So that is something apart, since you brought up the issue. But Engineer Saab, I do want to remind the people also that Engineer Rashid is a very, very popular MLA in his own constituency. For the local downtrodden people, he has done a tremendous amount of work. So I don't know why someone of the stature of Engineer Rashid actually does this kind of rabble-rousing on an anti-national platform as such. To come back to your question, Gaurav, obviously there is a lot happening in Kashmir at the moment. And what you've seen is only the tip of the iceberg in terms of this video of the torture of these two unfortunate SPOs. Now, Engineer Rashid Saab is saying, why would the militants be mad to upload this? Obviously, he doesn't understand that the power of social media is essentially there to do rabble-rousing as far as the militants are concerned. To raise the temperatures and send home, convey a message to the local people that if they are complicit with the army, if they are nationalistic in their approach, this is the kind of fate that they will meet. I will also remind your viewers,
exactly
3 days ago, we had the killing of 5 policemen, we had the killing of 2 bank guards, all 7 were Kashmiri Muslims themselves. They were local people.
Respond to that, Engineer Rashid. Respond to that.
Let me tell you all the source reports coming to me.
Yes, sir.
Spot on there. So this is intimidation tactics.
At various tea shops, at various locations, people are actually cheering it.
Yes. So intimidation tactics, and that is very scary, General, as you pointed out.
I will respond.
5 Jammu and Kashmir police personnel, also Kashmiris, killed by terrorists, silence. Two JNK police bank employees killed. They are also Kashmiris. What is happening, sir?
Sir, let us not divide dead bodies between Muslims and non-Muslims, Kashmiris and non-Kashmiris. Every human being, loss of every human being is a loss to humanity. But having said that, why don't you understand, don't you know that army and militants and police and militants are at war with each other? What do policemen do to the families of militants? You know it better, sir, how they are being tortured, they are being eliminated, they are being killed. There are hundreds of such incidents.
Are you justifying terrorists killing policemen?
They have
Engineer Rashid Saab, are you justifying this?
I am not justifying. No, not at all, sir. Sir, not at all. Nothing is in my hands. I have already said that I will like to make an appeal to militants that take a moral ground.
Why appeal? Why not condemn them? Condemn them. If they are Kashmiris, they should be, these terrorists should be ashamed of themselves for killing their fellow Kashmiris.
What we have to do, we are doing at the ground. Sir, I am telling you again the same thing, that first let you understand the situation at the ground. Both the factors are at war with each other, militants and the police. But what police has been doing to the families
but
of
this so-called liberal civil society only speaks up once.
Militant is the outlaw. Sir, militant is the outlaw. Go and ask them, sir.
Rashid
militants are outlaws.
Then these outlaws should be neutralized. Then these new outlaws should be neutralized for killing fellow Kashmiris. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be happening.
For you, they are outlaws, but people love them.
You said that.
People love them. They are ruling hearts of people.
I am sorry.
That is the problem.
I am sorry. Who are these people? Who are these people who love terrorists? Who are these people who love terrorists?
Let you agree.
General Hassan.
Let you agree. Because people want resolution to Kashmir dispute.
Which will not come from a gun of a terrorist. Which will not come from the barrel of a gun of a terrorist. Engineer Rashid. Yes, General Hassan. Go on, sir.
Rashid Saab, you are debating with an old friend of yours, someone who you got along with. आप असेंबली में नहीं कर रहे हैं तो इतना चिल्लाइए मत. It's best to debate in a gentlemanly way, very gentle way. We'll get our points across to each other and to all the viewers at the same time. Let me tell you, you are a responsible elected member of the assembly. And as I started this program by saying that Engineer Rashid is a very popular man in his constituency. Not many people will know about you. Not many people in India know this, what I know about you. So my appeal to you, why are you talking about militancy? Why are you talking about militants hating the army, army operating against the militants? You as a very respected member, why don't you work towards stabilizing the society and making the message, taking the message to the people that nothing is going to come out from this stone throwing. With all this turbulence, people in the central government and the state government, I'm sure will agree, will come halfway to reach you all, to meet everyone there. But for God's sake, stop all this nonsense. Because with this kind of a nonsense, the only way that you can resolve, the only way that you can come to stabilize is through counter-violence. And you have to understand that counter-violence of the state can be much more lethal than the violence which militants or proxies from anywhere can actually bring against the state.
And no Pakistan, not even in its wildest dreams, can succeed. It failed from 1947 till 2017. It will fail after another 100 years. Let's be very clear about that. But Engineer Rashid, my respectful submission to you, sir, don't you see a pattern to what is happening? Schools were burnt down in Kashmir Valley, and now children in uniform are out on the streets pelting stones. Sir, there was a case which happened in Swat in Pakistan. Schools were burned down, people came out on the streets, terrorists took over. You want Kashmir to become Swat?
No, not at all. That is what I am telling you. To stop it from becoming Syria or someplace else, what General Hassan has said, I agree with you, sir. But my point is, why do you see things in isolation? Unless and until we don't start a political process, a meaningful political process, how can you stop that? Today things have run out of hands of Gilani Saab. General Hassan Saab, you know it well. because of the fact we are doing nothing on the ground. We have been lying and hiding the problem since 1947. We are not ready for a resolution. Even Modi ji has claimed that POK and Gilgit-Baltistan are India's integral part. Agreeing to his claim, then tell me how will you get Gilgit-Baltistan and that part of POK to this part of India? The only way is to hold a plebiscite. Maybe Kashmiris may vote for India.
No, no.
Why are you afraid of a plebiscite?
आप तो सर वही एक राग अलापते. No, sir. Where? Why plebiscite?
That is the
Why
only
plebiscite?
reason. That is the
Sir,
only
I
way
am sorry.
to say bye
As
bye
an
to
elected
militancy.
representative of
Unless
the
you
people,
don't do that,
Engineer
you will reach nowhere.
Engineer Rashid, if an illiterate Kashmiri who wasn't aware of ground realities had said that, he could have been pardoned. Sir, you are an engineer by profession, you are an MLA, you know ground realities. There can be no plebiscite until Pakistan leaves POK and northern areas. That is step one. Please tell the truth to the Kashmiris.
Yes,
for plebiscite,
yes.
Pakistan has to leave POK and northern areas. Step one. Indian Army has to occupy.
Respond,
Indian Army has to occupy all of Kashmir, then stabilize it, then let's move forward. General Hasnain, no. So there are vested interests who will not tell the Kashmiri people the truth.
If I can add to that, Gaurav.
No.
If you are ready for that, we will appeal to Pakistan to abide by the UN conditions.
appeal to a terrorist
We will
state.
appeal Pakistan to abide by the conditions.
Oh,
if they don't, Kashmiris will say them.
Arey sir,
No, we will let Pakistan
they
do
are
that. No, not
forcibly
at all.
occupying
Sir, let
Gilgit
India
and
go to United
Baltistan
Nations.
for
Gaurav, I think
China-Pakistan
Pakistan
economic
will
corridor.
do
आपके अपील
If
से
you are
थोड़ी
really
वो छोड़ देंगे sir. Let us
Sir,
wake
let
up.
you take the ground.
Let us wake up.
Sir, let you throw ball in Pakistan's court. Sir, let us throw
Sir,
ball in
they
Pakistan's
are
court.
usurping. General Hasnain, can we help Engineer Rashid and those who still think
Gaurav,
plebiscite is possible?
let me explain.
Yes, sir.
Let me explain this to Rashid Saab. Rashid Saab, you have even taken the name of our Prime Minister Modi ji, and I think you are the first person who will admit it and understand, probably tell everyone about this fact, that it is he who undertook the initiative, if you remember, on the 25th of December 2015 by going all the way to Lahore. You know what happened after that. Who took the initiative to upset that entire thing by coming to Pathankot and attacking our airbase? You know very well who on the other side does not want peace in Kashmir. You know very well on the other side who is going to ensure that even if Nawaz Sharif, their elected Prime Minister, makes an outreach to India, they are going to upset that complete thing. They're going to cut it and axe it out completely. They've got a completely different strategy, a different agenda. And Kashmiris, unfortunately, such intelligent people are falling prey to this complete agenda.
Yes.
So I would recommend to you and Rashid Saab, people of your understanding, your intellect, your outreach to the people, please explain to them, okay, plebiscite you want to do, let's abide by the conditions of plebiscite. Let's first of all have all Pakistani forces withdrawing from all the occupied areas. 1994, India has already passed a resolution based on the history of what Pakistan has done against India. In 1994, we have passed a resolution in the Parliament of India, both houses of Parliament jointly. The entire territories of Jammu and Kashmir belong to India. To rescind that, you will need another resolution. So you are fighting against destiny. And you are becoming a tool in that complete fight.
And look at the future.
That people in Kashmir are not being made to realize
of
this.
Little children in Kashmir that is being destroyed, Engineer Rashid. आपके बच्चे, आपका भविष्य, वो खराब हो रहा है. It's being destroyed so completely, Engineer Rashid. Because look at examples. Out of 40 children who were coached by the army, 28 have cracked the IIT JEE exam. Look at that very young girl, Tajammul Islam, who's won laurels, not for Kashmir, for entire India. Or, Zara Wasim, who's won a national award in acting. Sir, Kashmiris are so talented. Let that talent blossom for the benefit of Kashmir and India instead of stone pelting and intifada, so-called intifada, sir.
Sir, allow me to respond. I am a father of 3 kids and they are studying in a government school. And my elder kid passed matriculation exam this year to a government school, not in a private or a good big school, and he got 98% marks. So we are much cared about our schools. you need not to take care for that. But there's a situation at the ground. When people come, it is not wo baat hui ki murgi pehle, whether egg came first or hen came first. It is not like that. Whether students take to roads or whether RB fires pellets and bullets at them. It is a political issue. It's a political problem. You need to resolve it. Nothing is in the control of Hurriyat.
No, sir. It is not a chicken and egg case.
Nothing is in the control of anybody. Sir, studying, please, debating things. And yeah,
sir,
it is absolutely
stone
like
pelting.
that.
If there is no stone pelting, there will be no pellet gun. It is not chicken and egg.
Sir,
It is step 1 and step 2, sir. General Hasnain.
No, but then resolve the Kashmir issue. It is not only a law and order problem, sir. It is not only law and order problem. It's a political problem. It is not question of pellets only.
Sir, then you are an elected representative. You solve it. You are an elected representative. If PDP workers and NC workers get killed and intimidated, political voices who want a political solution, they are being intimidated by Hizbul Mujahideen and Lashkar-e-Taiba. General Atta Hasnain, closing comments to you, sir.
I would like to convey this to Engineer Rashid Saab. No doubt it is a political problem. I have stated this from every rampart, from every part of Kashmir. I have always stated this. But remember, it's at the moment a law and order problem. Not only a law and order problem, it's a public order problem.
Yes.
It's a separatist problem for India. Before we do anything political about it, we have to resolve the law and order and the public order problem. And that is the situation which you are facing today. I would recommend that people of your stature, people of your sense of responsibility must assist the rest of the people of India in achieving that.
Engineer Rashid, a man of your stature in Jammu and Kashmir can only appeal.
Show your commitment to resolve issues, people, you will find us walking an extra mile.
So perhaps if violence stops, dialogue can begin. Engineer Rashid and General Atta Hasnain, for the moment, many thanks for joining me on this broadcast. But one comment and one request: if pro-India voices cannot be protected, if anti-terror voices cannot be made to feel strong in Kashmir, then perhaps the terror narrative will win, and that needs to be defeated. Terrorists and their narrative needs to be defeated. That is all I have time for on India First this evening. Have a lovely weekend and many thanks for watching.